Hello again, Melinda Booth, Executive Director at the South Yuba River Citizens League. So back in 2012, Circle saw a need for a way to convey information to the ever-increasing visitors to the South Yuba River. There was concern that the river could become loved to death. So our response was to create a program that you've heard a little bit about today, which we call River Ambassadors, and it's a program that we created in partnership with California State Parks. Our River Ambassadors are volunteers taking action to motivate and educate the community to care for the South Yuba River. Practically what they do is they engage at the river one-on-one with visitors at all the major river crossings, beaches, and our trails. They use friendly, non-confrontational approach, and they share info about river safety, encouraging folks to use a look, gripped, and protect way to recreate responsibly. They encourage visitors to pack it in, pack it out. That's not the first time you've heard it today. But because enough people don't, we end up with a big river cleanup in September where we're picking up about 14,000 pounds of trash and recycling. We really need to count on good river stewardship from all of our visitors. So if you're bringing it to the river, please take it out with you. There's a lot of pollution and negative impacts of garbage and dog waste. Our river ambassadors deter folks from bringing glass to the river. Again, not the first time you've heard no glass today, but it can cause injury to people, to pets, and to wildlife. It's a big no-no. And lastly, one of the messages that our river ambassadors impart is to remind visitors that fire is not safe and it's also not allowed. The potential for a catastrophic wildfire in this narrow Yuba River Canyon is a real threat, and we have to do everything we can to thwart it. This program has been incredibly successful. To date, our river ambassadors have spent more than 6,000 hours in conversation with more than 49,000 visitors. They've collected over 36,000 pieces of trash, and they count them all every day. They've removed over 4,300 piles of dog waste. That's one of the river's most unglamorous issues related to visitation, in my opinion, and nobody wants to come across a pile when they're here to recreate and have fun. But the ability to converse with these visitors one-on-one is one of the most effective ways to convey a message and really get it across and have it sink in for folks. But as you can imagine, it's also incredibly resource intensive. The River Ambassador Program needs your help to keep our community and our river safe. So we must recruit an additional 40 ambassadors, 40 volunteers to achieve success this year. So we are still recruiting for our 2019 summer season. For anybody who may be interested, you can contact Circle. We'd love to hear from you. So lastly, just to kind of wrap up about the ambassadors and end this conference on a positive note, our river ambassadors encourage folks to visit the Yuba's beaches, the Yuba's trails, and the Yuba's gorgeous granite rocks, which we're known for, but stay out of the water until much later in the season when it is a little bit safer. It is not safe to swim right now, although it may be warm enough to think that you want to get in the water. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Pack your trash out with you, pick up after your dog, don't bring glass to the river, and absolutely no fires. I'd like to thank all of our speakers and our attendees here today. Thank you for coming out, for caring about your community, and for caring about your river. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe season on the river.